Magandang hapon po, maayong hapon kanatong tanan. Isang malaking karangalan ang makasama ko kayong lahat ngayong World Food Day. Ang paggunitang ito ay mas lalo pang mahalaga dahil patuloy tayong nakikipambuno sa bagsik nitong pandemya. Habang nasa gitna tayo ng laban kontra COVID, nakikipagbuno rin po tayo sa isa pang kaugnay na digmaan, ang kagutuman. Ngayong araw, ikinalulugod kong ilatag sa inyo ang bunga ng ating paghihirap, pakikipag-ugnayan at pakikipagtulungan kasama ang mga ahensya at mga kapwa lingkod bayan. Hindi naging hadlang ang maraming hamon dahil lahat ng mga kasamahan ay nakatuon ang atensyon sa pagbalangkas na mahakbanging mapagtugon sa gutom, itong National Food Policy. Ito ang kumakatawan sa pangako ng Administrasyong Duterte sa naghikahos nating mga kababayan. Ito ang direksyong magdadala sa atin mula sa kolektibong pagkalam patungo sa isang busog at malusog na bayan. Despite advances in technology that allows us to produce food for the world's close to 8 billion people, hunger remains one of the biggest and most heart-wrenching problems the world confronts. Almost 690 million people go hungry every day. Food is one of the most basic human needs, and the lack of it, or hunger, is one, if not the greatest violation of this basic human right. Isa itang moral imperative, isang hudyat sa ating pagkakakilanlan bilang isang bansa. Hindi lamang sa mga kasama kong naglilingkod sa pamahalaan, nakaatang ito sa ating balikat. Sisingilin tayo dito ng kasaysayan, tayo pong lahat. Kaya naman, tayo ay kumilos at nagsumikap tumugon upang mas maagang dumating ang araw na wala ni isang Pilipino ang muling dumanas ng gutom. Based on the country's Global Hunger Index rating in 2019, the Philippines ranked 70th out of 117 countries at a level of hunger classified as serious. From 1990 to 2015, Filipinos have been experiencing serious levels of hunger. While our scores and ratings have improved through the years, the fact remains that we are still confronted by serious levels of hunger. This problem has been greatly compounded by the COVID-19 pandemic. Noong Setyembre lamang, sinabing mas mahigit sa 7 milyong pamilyang Pilipino ang nakaranas ng gutom ng minsan o madalas sa loob ng nakalipas na 3 buwan. Ang naitalang 30.7% ayon sa Social Weather Station's National Mobile Survey ay ang pinakamataas sa ating kasaysayan. The survey revealed that an estimated 7.6 million families reported involuntary hunger amidst the ongoing pandemic. The hunger incidence in September actually saw a 9.8 increase from the 20.9% level or an estimated 5.2 million families in July. The new figure, according to SWS, was due to an increase in scores in all survey areas across the country. Patunay lamang sa patong-patong na epekto ng pandemyang COVID-19 sa estado ng kagutuman sa ating bansa. Lalo na nung pinatupad natin ang mga lockdown o community quarantine, maihanda lamang natin ng husto ang sistema ng pagtugong pangkalusugan. Batid man natin, darating ang problemang ito. Ramdam man natin ang bigat sa ating balikat, tayo ay determinadong bumangon upang ibalangkas ang polisiya para pagtagumpayan ng bansa ang kagutuman. Looking at the Philippine problem of hunger is multidimensional. meaning it is a combination of interrelated factors. Una ay ang kahirapan o pagdarahop. Poverty, in its most simple definition, is the lack of the means necessary to meet a person's basic needs, where opportunities and choices most basic to human development are denied. As it relates to the problem of hunger, poverty has three dominant elements that must also be looked at, namely, 1, income, or the minimum level of income based on the poverty line. 2, basic needs, the minimum acceptable fulfillment of human needs to survive. And this includes education, health, nutrition, employment, access to services and infrastructure, and participation in community processes. And 3, capability, which factors in the lack of certain basic capabilities of individuals and their families that prevent them from fully realizing their human potential. Ayon sa Philippine Statistics Authority Official Poverty Report, ang kahirapan ay patuloy na nagpapabigat sa buhay ng halos 17.5 milyong Pilipino noong 2018. Ganun pa man, lilinawin ko, hindi sila pabigat sa gobyerno. Sila ay kapwa nating Pilipino. Sa magkasama nating aksyon, aahon sila kasama at akay-akay ng bawat isang narito ngayon. Ang pangalawang aspeto sa suliraning ito ay ang nutrisyon. Nutrition is defined as the process of providing or obtaining the food necessary for health and growth. But given the current poverty incidence, proper nutrition is a challenge for many sectors, especially for the marginalized and the most vulnerable, hence the evidence of malnutrition. Malnutrition is actually a combination of 4 components, namely child stunting, child wasting, obesity, and micronutrient deficiency. The 2019 Expanded National Nutrition Survey, or ENNS, provides a picture of the malnutrition situation of our country. Among Filipino children under 5 years old, 28.8% are stunted, 5.8% are wasted, 2.9% are overweight for their height. These numbers show the lack of adequacy of food or diet among children, which translates to malnutrition. Malnutrition, especially among the children, is in fact strongly linked with higher rates of disease and premature deaths. It also has adverse effects on the crucial stages of child development, leading to cognitive and behavioral deficits, learning disabilities, and ultimately to an uncompetitive workforce. Sa mata ng polisiya ay madalas isang tabi na isasawalang bahala parati. Ito marahil ay dala ng katotohanan na ang madalas tamaan ay ang mga musmos at hindi makaimik. Sa maraming komunidad sa ating bansa, ang mga batang ito ay parang nutrisyon. Madalas isang tabi na isasawalang bahala parati. Panahon na upang pagtuunan natin ng pansin ang nutrisyon. Ang pangatlong aspeto naman ay ang usapin ng kasapatan at food security. According to the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, food security exists where all people have physical, social, and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food that meets their dietary needs and food preferences for an active and healthy lifestyle at all times. It is divided into 4 dimensions: food availability, economic and physical access to food, food utilization, and stability. Sa madaling sabi, kasapatan, abot kayang presyo, wastong paggamit. In the Philippines, food availability depends on the agriculture sector, particularly the policies and challenges faced by Filipino farmers and fisherfolk. Access primarily boils down to income due to lack of economic opportunities. Food utilization ensures that consumed food provides needed daily nutrition intake, which also includes storage and hygiene practices, individual health and water and sanitation and feeding and sharing practices, and stability links with governance mechanism in relation to all the first 3 dimensions. May kasabihan nga tayo, ang sakit ng kalingkingan ramdam sa buong katawan. Dito sa ating bansa, kapag umaray ang agrikultura, lahat ng sektor sumusunod ng pag-inda. Sadly, the 2019 ENNS highlights the significant increase in the proportion of food insecurity among households in the country, from 53.9% in 2018 to 64.1% in 2019. Mahigit 10% ang inakyat. Nakakalungkot na katotohanan, sumasambulat sa ating mukha. Ganun pa man, kailangan nating isiksik ito sa ating hinuha upang lubos tayong makatugon sa pangangailangan ng mga nagugutom sa bansa. All these numbers and data provide us a picture of how to effectively and efficiently direct our zero hunger initiatives through the concerted and coordinated efforts of all government agencies and stakeholders, harmonizing the different government programs to solve hunger and investing in communities and organizations to provide a linkage of support to program beneficiaries via a multi-sectoral approach. Sa aking mga kasamahang nakiisa, nakipuyat, at nakiambag sa pagbalangkas, mangyari lamang na pakinggan nyo ito. Nakakapanlulumo man ang mga bagong numerong ito. Ginamit natin ito bilang panulak upang iusad tayo at marating ang araw na ito. Nakakabahala man ang pandemya, hindi tayo nagpaapekto. Malaki man ang hamon, sinuong natin at itinaya ang ating talino. Ngayong araw, buong pagmamalaki at ikinararangal nating ilunsad ang ating national food policy. This NFP is a product of the Task Force Zero Hunger established by Executive Order Number 101, signed by the President on January 10, 2020. The task force, which I chair and Secretary Dar vice chairs, is mandated to ensure that government policies, initiatives, and projects on attaining zero hunger are coordinated, responsive, and effective, and to ensure not only a whole-of-government approach, but a whole-of-nation approach in eradicating hunger. The NFP provides the outline of our national priorities based on a comprehensive understanding of the hunger problem and its related issues, while providing a roadmap for achieving zero hunger, taking into consideration all our existing laws and issuances, as well as international laws and treaty obligations. So in drafting the national food policy, 6 technical working groups representing 6 key result areas were determined and adopted by members of the task force. These are KRA 1, to review and rationalize existing policies, rules, and regulations related to the zero hunger efforts of government. KRA 2, to ensure available and affordable food with focus on the supply side of food, the physical availability of food, and its affordability. KRA 3, to secure nutrition adequacy and focus on hidden hunger and food utilization essential in adequate nutrition. KRA 4, to secure food accessibility and safety, the economic and physical access to food, providing access to food for our most vulnerable sectors such as nutritionally at-risk pregnant women, pregnant teenagers, and children. KRA 5, to ensure sustainable food systems, resiliency, and food stability during emergencies. To address disruptions in the food supply chain, resiliency when pandemics and calamities happen, and many of the lessons we learned from this COVID-19 outbreak. And KRA 6, to ensure information, education, awareness, and people participation. To inspire a change in behavior in terms of looking at the problem of hunger and elevating it into a level of discourse where everyone can participate to solve it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very honored to present these commitments of our member agencies comprising the technical working groups for the 6 key result areas of the NFP. The commitment and dedication of all our partners in crafting the national food policy towards poverty reduction, nutrition adequacy, food security, good governance, and people participation. It is with great pride that I share this narrative of the many challenges and triumphs since the designation of the Office of the Cabinet Secretariat as lead agency tasked to spearhead the crafting of our NFP.